right, guys, welcome back to the city. I know it's been a couple weeks since our last update. Definitely some new stuff to talk about, and we're pretty excited with the way the city's going so far. There is still going to be some mess in this video. This has been a huge process trying to get everything sorted and organized, and kudos to Miss AFL TV, who has taken on pretty much that whole project herself. But anyway, the focus of today's video is going to be mostly on the waterfront because that has been the area of focus the last few weeks. If you recall in our last video, the last video update, we showed you guys kind of the plans for the little marina area, but not much had really been done yet. But I want to show you guys what it looks like now because we have made some progress the last few weeks. If you recall, we were waiting on some parts for the last video. So this is what it looks like now. And as you can see, it is definitely a lot more detailed. Definitely a lot more progress on the water. This is super tedious, by the way, for anybody who's ever done this before. It just takes freaking forever, but it looks really good. So let me dive in and show you guys kind of what we've been working on over here because there's a lot to talk about. And then I'll show you guys elsewhere in the city as well. So starting in the back is the new bridge, which is still in progress. But the nice thing about this bridge is there's a lot of height to it compared to some of our older bridges. The little dip that you see in the middle is just temporary. We're waiting on some new parts to strengthen where the road roller is currently. It won't look like that in the future. But basically this bridge takes you from the beach town up into downtown. We even got the sign up. And for you guys that don't know, we actually sell this as a kit on custombrickkits.com. It even comes with the custom sticker. So check that out on the website if you haven't already. We have some of those in stock as well as the other vehicles, which I'll show you more in a second. But anyway, the bridge is going to have a bike lane that takes you across, and then it's going to be one lane of traffic on each side, and then down below is the marina. For those of you who were asking in our last videos, the design is pretty simple. It's just 3 columns on either end, and then we also kind of incorporated that design into the side walls. From there, it's just supports up top. But as you can see, there's some pretty darn good clearance between the bridge and up above. And that's great because it leads to the rest of the marina. So the water has been a huge focus the last few weeks, and that has been taking a lot of time, as I already mentioned. And you can see there's kind of different layers and depth. And it really is a great water technique. We have a video on our channel that shows you for free how to do that. It's a full tutorial, so if you guys want to learn how to incorporate this into your own city, you can. Note that this part right here, this 2x4 tile, is WeBrick. And we decided to go that route for this build because saves a ton of time, saves a ton of money. But if you want to stick to just pure Lego, we do have some pure Lego in here as well. So as you can see, it blends pretty well, but it does save a lot of money when you're doing this technique. So down at this end, and it's not finished yet because we're still kind of working on the design as well as getting some parts in, but basically this is going to be the marina down here. And you can see we kind of built this little boardwalk, and it's going to extend over here into some rock work and a new beach. That is still obviously in progress, but there are 3 main docks, which makes enough slips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 boats. And this is basically going to be the yacht club and probably a hotel up above. As you can see, there's like a little banquet hall, the yacht club down below with little doors for people to go in and out. And then up above, we're thinking a hotel would be really cool. What's really fun about this build is that it uses a part Lego doesn't make anymore. It hasn't been around for, I think, like 10 years now. But it's this old window piece. And I wish Lego still made these because they're really cool to build with. It just creates a different shape that you don't normally see in modern builds. But I remember growing up, these were all the rage. These were used in like all the big police and city sets. And so I really wish they'd bring these back because they're really, really cool windows and you can make some really cool designs out of them. But anyway, the plan for the marina is to kind of continue this boardwalk design all the way down. We may do one more shop down there. And again, this is kind of against the retaining wall, the different levels of the tables, and that's why we kind of did this design. But, you know, basically there's a basement area for the hotel, obviously, you know, not in real life because there's wood here, but theoretically there'd be a basement with banquet hall, and then up above would be the hotel. The monorail would connect to all of this. There's gonna be another hotel over there. That's kind of what we're working with on this side. On this side, it's still a little bit of work in progress. You can see that we have the Jaws set placed inside, which is super cool. Over here is gonna be a mangrove forest, which is still work in progress. A little hermit crab. But if you remember from our old city a couple of years ago, we had some mangroves and it looked really cool when it was all finished. So we're kind of working on setting that all up. Oh, and one more thing we had some people ask about this boat. We do have instructions on our website on how to build this. Super fun and easy build. So if you guys want to add one of those to your city, you can certainly do so. But basically, this whole area over here, actually, you know what? Let me swing around, I'll show you. So this area over here is kind of like a fisherman's dock. And then in the back, which you can see where the two by two plates are, that's gonna be gas. So it's gonna be a new boat fueling dock. If I move this guy out of the way, you can kind of see over here will be where the marine fueling area is. And then just a little hut for, I don't know, we might turn that into like a little shop or something. But basically this is where the boats will come to fuel. And then right next door to it, we reincorporated our old boat rental stand. This was from our old city, but we rebuilt it and put it back in place. It's probably not gonna be rowboats. This is just a placeholder. It'll probably be better boats that will be rented over here. But basically the thought is to have this next to the fueling area to kind of create a little marina area that you kind of see on the East Coast. And then we started adding some more details like the no wake signs as well as little buoys. You can see some rock work going in with buoys. And then also this is a kit that we sell on Custom Brick Kits. You can also buy the instructions on afwellstore.com, but it's a little Coast Guard boat that we're probably going to incorporate a Coast Guard area, probably not in this area of the city, but it'll actually be over in this area, which is still a huge work in progress. And you can see in this area, we're working on the channel. There's some deeper water that then takes you into the marina. All of this is still being built out and in progress, as you can tell, but the beach is in works, and then it'll go down to the rest of the beach town. So if I do more of a wide angle view, you can kind of see marina coming together. It'll swoop around into this area, which is going to be more of like the harbor area for the bigger boats, probably some sort of Coast Guard area over here, and then loading docks over here with like a proper port and everything that leads to the train. So definitely still a lot of work to be done. I mentioned these on our last video. These are WeBrick as well. Saves a ton of time when you're doing really big ocean builds like this. It would just be far too expensive and far too tedious to do all Lego here. We do incorporate Lego as well though for the shading. So it's kind of a combination of the two. You can see the WeBrick color is just a little bit off from Lego, but it does work really well when you're kind of blending them. So this has been honestly what's been taking a lot of time because it's just so many layers, so many bricks, but really starting to come together in a way that we really like. So let's switch gears and move over to the city. So in the city, not a ton has changed since the last update. We've got the construction crew set up for this new hotel build that's gonna obviously feed into the marina. We kind of already talked about that. The buildings, again, are still just placeholders for now. We are still trying to figure out what we want this downtown to look like, especially with the mountain in the background. But we've got a lot of our vehicle kits put up in the city right now. Again, you can get all of these on custombrickkits.com. And we have most of them in stock right now, which is great. Like the mail truck, got a bunch of these in stock. The Prime truck and WeBrick have a bunch of those in stock. So if you're looking to add some of these to your city, now is definitely a good time. And then down in this area, so we've still been working on this area. We actually found some refurbished, I think it was from Alt Brick. I can't really remember where we got these, but basically they're refurbished train wires because the old ones tend to fray. So the plan is to get these, this area kind of up and running with the train, finish the roads. Over here will be the gas station, and just to really get this whole area set. And then after that, we'll start actually going vertical with some buildings and whatnot. We've also been filling in a lot more detail on the mountain, which might be tough to see from the video, but you can kind of see where the vegetation stops, and then down below, there's still some areas we need to fill in, and then we need to blend it into the ground. So that's another project that's coming up soon. At this end of the city, so we got the hotel going in over here, probably another hotel kind of right in here, and then we're probably gonna do like a little hotel drop-off area right here. This is still somewhat in flux and in planning. We'll figure this out soon, but the goal is to basically have kind of the tourist area down here, and the monorail connects this with the mountainside. So moving on down to the mess that is the beach town. This is kind of our staging area right now while we work on the rest of the city, but you can see we've got like, you know, some of our kits. This was the freeway sign I was talking about earlier. And just a lot of stuff that's going to be incorporated back into the city, like the Ferris wheel. But for now, it's just on hold while we kind of focus on the main downtown core area. And we are still working on fixing the tram into the layout. We got to figure out something that makes sense, which will definitely then feed into kind of the main, obviously a lot of work still, but the main road that takes you to the downtown area. It's going to come through here. Probably the next update video will be when this all connects. Right now it's just holding area for parts, but you can see we've already started kind of laying out the road work. So if I walk along the back here, you can kind of see the back side of town, and this is still coming together. We've got our buildings going up. Again, still figuring out which ones we want to actually include. But then the back side of the mountain, so this is where the train comes out over here. And then this is more of like the wilderness area. And we have some fun stuff planned for over here. We're also working on reintegrating, this was an old park that we had in our city a couple of years ago, using the bonsai tree as kind of the centerpiece. And we have reattached it to a new base plate, and it's ready to go into the city. We just got to figure out where exactly we want to put it, but pretty excited that that is ready to be reactivated. You can really see from this angle all of the vegetation work that has gone in on the mountain. Still a lot to do, but there's definitely a lot of detail packed into here. But that is the bulk of today's update. We do hope to have most of this area finished for the next update, so definitely stay tuned. But it's coming along. We're really excited with the way that it's all going. We really like how the marina's coming out. I think the gas station, once it's finished and put in place over here, is going to be really cool with the mangroves. But yeah, it's starting to look really cool. Just need to keep cleaning, keep organizing, and keep building. But that's it for today's video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll definitely be sure to see you next time.